Ozonics Killerwinds podcast back again. Nick, Cole, Nick. Let's do this.
Yep. Let's roll.
All right. Podcast episode 105. I guessed on that.
105.
105. Today we are starting out. We are talking about a really big giveaway that Ozonics did.
Yep.
We were pretty excited about.
Yeah.
That we got to be a part of. It was exciting because we did a big hunt giveaway and an Ozonics gear giveaway with a prime bow in there,
Redneck blind
in there. There was like 4 prizes given away.
Code of Silence gear.
Code of Silence set up.
Yep.
Whole pile of stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. And we went to the Harrisburg show, the Iowa show, and the Wisconsin show, and we did sign-ups at the shows.
Yep.
A lot of times we have like a little thing that sits on the table where you can sign your name on a piece of paper, drop it in the hat. This time we did it via like a QR code, and then also we had an iPad that we'd sign you up right through the website.
Yeah.
And then you could also sign up on the website.
Yeah.
So we promoted this, we meaning Ozonics, and everybody on the team promoted this throughout the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we got done with the shows, it was time to draw.
Yeah.
So Mackenzie, our digital marketing person, right? We have to really give her all the credit. She did all the legwork. We just kind of got to the fun part.
Yeah.
But she, did the random selection and the whole shebang and gave us a person to call and let them know that they won.
Yeah.
So interestingly, the guy's name was Cole on top of it.
Yeah.
How did you think his last name was said? Hagedorn, maybe?
Hagedorn, I think.
Yeah, Hagedorn.
Yeah, Hagedorn.
I didn't know if it was like
Hagedorn, maybe.
Hagedorn or Hagedorn, but Hagedorn sounds right.
Yeah.
Let's go with Hagedorn.
Yeah.
Cole, if that's not how you say your name,
We apologize.
we're sorry. But so there's specific even rules on when you call the person. So you got 72 hours if they don't answer. Well, from our own experience with calling giveaway winners in the past, a lot of times people don't answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm no different. If I see a random number on my phone, I don't answer either.
Yeah.
If you need something, leave a voicemail.
Yeah.
So he didn't answer. And well, we wanted to try to make so the 72 hours was during the work week, so we would hopefully be around.
Yeah.
Knowing our luck, he'd call on like Friday night or something when we're not at work.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get this all on video and everything. Well, then sure enough, we called him. He called back within like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So he tried to leave it a little bit of a hint, like, hey, guy, Cole from Ozonics, got a question for you. Need to talk to you about something. Call me back.
Yeah.
So he called back. And we got it all on video.
Yeah.
And we're going to play it for you now. Well, Cole just tried to call us back, so we are going to call him back again.
Phone tag, baby.
Here we go.
Favorite game.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if this works.
Hello?
Yeah, is this Cole?
It is.
Hey, Cole, this is actually Cole from Ozonics. How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good, buddy. Hey, did you sign up for a giveaway either on Ozonics' website or at one of the consumer shows possibly that we were at?
Most likely on the website.
Okay, well, I always say that you got to sign up for giveaways because you never know. Somebody's got to win, and guess what?
What?
You won. You won a whitetail hunt at Ohio River Whitetail Adventures in Southern Ohio.
Really?
You lucky son of a gun.
That is awesome.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, you won. And I'll tell you what, you did the right thing by calling me back because you only have 72 hours to call us back or we have to draw somebody else, and we didn't want to have to do that. So I'm glad you called us back.
That's what. Yeah, I saw the voicemail, and from the voicemail, instead of Ozonics, it looked like it was on X, and I was like,
oh yeah.
I don't remember contacting them. And you said Ozonics, and I said, I don't remember contacting them either, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, dude, absolutely, man. Yeah, like you said, you won the hunt, man. Congratulations.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, so like you said, I've got a bunch of specific information that we can go through and everything, but yeah, man, I just wanted to give you a shout and tell you thanks for signing up and congratulations.
Thank you.
Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, like I said, the hunt will be October 27th through the 31st of October, so last full week in October. And then, like I said, it talked about this on the giveaway, but like I said, we pay for we give you like a $250 travel voucher, and we pay for the tags as well. And then you also get an Ozonics HR600 Pro Pack. So you'll be ready to rock and roll.
Sweet.
And you should have actually a really, really good chance at a good whitetail there. Like I said, I've actually was part of the process of, kind of getting this worked out, initially kind of talking to the guy. And it sounds like he's got a really good operation there, and they've got some awesome whitetails. Southern Ohio is just a killer spot. And that time of year, you just never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've wanted to hunt Ohio for a long time. I'm 2 hours from the border, and I'm just...
Oh, yeah?
Advance.
Oh, heck yeah. So you're not too far away.
Yeah, I live in West Virginia. So I'm like,
heck yeah. Well, that's actually perfect.
yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome, man. Well, that's great, dude. Like I said, I have to spill the beans. We're actually recording this as well. So Ozonics, we do a podcast, and we're gonna talk about this on the podcast. So we're gonna kind of put you on blast a little bit. But I got you on speakerphone, so we're recording it so we can talk about it. But man, I'm excited that you won, and I'm glad you called me back, dude. And like I said, we'll give you a call back here with some more specific information and get your address and everything, and we'll be talking to you. But I just wanted to touch base with you.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, right on, man. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, bye. Thank you for everybody involved. Like I said, we had the easy part and the fun part by getting to call him, and it's awesome he called back.
Yep.
So yeah, that's kind of crazy that he lives in West Virginia.
That's perfect.
So right down the road.
Literally perfect.
Yeah, right down the road.
Yep.
So there you go. Giveaway done. Mic drop.
See you in October.
Good luck, Cole. Have a good hunt. So yeah, so Cole was a super nice guy. It was really exciting. He was nice. He was excited. It was a little anticlimactic though. I thought he was going to maybe like jumping up and down, like swerving off the road, but he was just cool, calm, and collected.
Yeah, man. I always think that like when, I've seen YouTube videos where they have a giveaway winner, and I think it's mainly just shock. Like you just
I definitely think it's shock.
going about it on a random day, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, I had a good friend that won something. He won a hunt. I'll just leave it at that.
yeah,
Well, I don't know if he wants to really have it talked about, but he won a pretty amazing hunt. And I think when they called and told him, I think he just literally was like dumbfounded. Like, didn't even know. Like it was like past excitement.
Yeah.
It was like the Nick, I just shot a turkey.
Dude, if I ever won a giveaway like that, I don't know how I would react.
Oh, that's probably, well, see, I know how I would I would yell and scream like a crazy person, because that's what I always do. Okay, take this paper away from me.
So you stop.
I'm just gonna fiddle with it the whole podcast.
There we go.
But Cole also won an HR600 Pro Pack, and everybody that won the giveaway won an Ozonics set of gear as well. So that was cool. Yeah. So congratulations. And I say this every time, and I said it to Cole on the phone. Somebody's gonna win.
Yep.
So when we do these giveaways, man, sign up.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to win. Somebody wins.
Yep.
You never know. You just seriously never know.
Heck yeah.
Yep. But yeah, so that was pretty exciting stuff.
Yep.
So we are still right in the middle of turkey season. We got a couple weeks left. I'll tell you what, for whatever reason, this year the turkey season has just not laid out like we were hoping.
Yeah, I just feel like we haven't gotten that rhythm.
Yep.
It's just like every single hunt, it's like, okay, what's going to happen? You just never know.
Well, and here's what I think part of it is too. We've talked about before, pretty much hunt exclusively a couple permission pieces. And it's basically 2 spots that equal 4 spots.
Yeah.
2 spots on each place.
Yeah.
And 2 of the 4, so one of the permission pieces has not delivered in any way, shape, or form.
None at all.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
For whatever reason this year on that spot, those turkeys are going in an entirely new direction. It doesn't make any sense. There's nothing because I've hunted this years and years in the past with the crop rotation that is like it is now.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, they just are not liking it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
They're just not there.
Speaking of crop rotation, my first year here, when I was running around with you,
Was exactly what it is now.
exactly this. And man, they were just on fire all spring. So coming into the season, I was thinking,
here we go.
that is going to be a fire spot. But
It just has not been that way.
yeah,
So I think that's part of the equation. I think also the fact, because we haven't been able to hunt, I feel like we've kind of cut our spots in half. Now we're having to put a lot of focus on one place.
Yeah.
And of those 2 spots, they're really only in one of those 2 spots.
Yeah.
So, and again, I don't want to sound like I'm complaining because we're definitely seeing turkeys.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're there.
Oh,
but
for
it's
sure.
just really, really tricky. I think the other thing that I feel like we're realizing about this season, especially on this particular spot that we're hunting, and we just saw this the other day, and we'll kind of get into this. I think we're dealing with one big main tom that is ruling the roost.
100%. Yeah.
He is, if this was a neighborhood, this is his street.
Yep.
This is his block. Don't mess with him. If you want to walk out, you want to drive down the road, you need to ask him first.
Yep.
He's the man,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And when I say that, I feel like what we've seen consistently with decoy setups, especially because we're trying to sit in a ground blind, trying to bow hunt them, and with Jet and the kids, we're trying to sit in a ground blind and shoot them with a 410,
Yeah.
trying to get the turkeys to come 100% most of the way, is they are being very passive.
Very much so.
In years past, I've had good luck with posturing jakes, posturing hens, not really like super aggressive, like full strutting decoys, but getting birds to kind of come in, you know what I mean? And come in aggressively or just come in more.
Yeah.
And this year, that's not working.
No.
Birds they start to come in and then they just, oh, nope, I don't want anything to do with it. And we had that one that gobbled from us far off, came all the way to 15 yards, and then got over the hill, saw those other ones. Yep, see you later.
Nothing.
The 2 that came in, the one that you shot, they came in screaming, and then
They started acting real finicky around them too.
shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing. They're just acting real finicky.
Yeah.
So I think one of the things that we're going to try to do as we go through the rest of the season, and again, hindsight's always 20/20. Like I've said before, usually I start with more because earlier it seems like they're really trying to figure out that pecking order.
Yeah.
This year, that's not working so much. I feel like the pecking order was already established.
Mm-hmm.
And again, on the spot that we're at, the pecking order is one mega giant and everybody else don't think to do anything else.
Yeah.
But with that said, I think what we're going to try to do the rest of the season is much more hen focused. And we're going to we actually ended up buying I say we loosely, you ended up buying a feeding hen decoy, which a feeding hen can really kind of like bestow confidence.
Yeah.
One of the things you kind of don't think about when you're turkey hunting is from a decoy perspective is when you see turkeys out there, if they're feeding, their head is down, they're feeding. That means they're not worried about a lot. There's no danger, right? Because if they're looking down, they're not looking up and looking around. You follow? So feeding decoys can really kind of bestow that confidence.
Right.
Almost like more of a confidence decoy.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah.
You know, that where they just see, a feeding hen, like her head's down, she's not worried about anything. You know what I mean? Oh, okay, I'll walk over there.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're going to try to do. When hens, all of a sudden, if there's a problem, they all stick their heads way up. They're all looking around really hard.
Yeah.
We don't have any decoys that look like that.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we're going to run with, I have a laying down hen, I have a posturing hen, and we're going to have this feeding hen. We're going to try that.
Yeah.
We might even just try the laying down hen and the feeding hen.
Yeah.
Or the posturing and the feeding, you know? If money wasn't, part of the equation, I would just probably seriously right now buy like 2 or 3 feeding hens
Yeah.
and just put feeding hens out,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I mean that's all we're seeing right now.
Well,
Just pecking around.
just pecking around, pecking along.
Yep.
That's the other thing that's bizarre is I haven't seen a tom breed of hen on the field yet.
Yeah.
With all the trail cams we have out, with all these cameras out and turkeys in front of the cameras, we've never seen a tom breeding a hen. I haven't seen it yet. So it's really bizarre.
Yeah, definitely.
The other thing that we haven't seen yet is and we've sat long enough to be able to see it, we haven't seen hens just kind of wandering off by themselves where it's like, okay, mid-morning, time to go figure out where I'm going to nest.
Yeah.
We're not seeing that.
No.
One thing that we did see last week is we did see a kind of a tom mid-morning by himself, all by himself, kind of exactly what you're hoping for. You look out, you're like, oh, there's one.
Yeah.
Hey, he's on full strut. Here we go, baby.
Yeah.
Walk right in. But same thing.
Yeah, again.
Comes from however far away, gets to about 100, Nope, I don't want anything to do with it. Flips his wings, walks off.
And again, completely silent too.
Oh, yeah.
No
Just
gobbling.
doesn't want to make a sound.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads us into one of the hunts that we had last week that I think really kind of unlocked some of this perspective. Again, you don't know what you know till you know it.
Yep.
The hunt that we're going to talk about, I think, really helped us see what's happening. We took Jet out, right? And it's been kind of a rough year, for Jet, which I'm kind of, I don't know how to say this. I'm not glad that it's been rough, but I feel like Jet is 8 years old. He's at an age where he's had a lot of success turkey hunting, but I feel like I'm always trying to figure out ways to teach him lessons and to keep learning.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that I've said to Jet a lot this year, last fall we talked about a lot, and I've talked a lot about this spring, is it's called hunting, not killing and not shooting. It's hunting. I feel like the fact that it's hunting came into play with your hunt.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
And the fact that hunting is the preparation, it's the walking out there, it's setting up, it's the calling, it's getting to come in, it's shooting them. But hunting can also be recovering them, making the right moves and doing the right things the hunting from my perspective doesn't even end until really you probably put that turkey on a plate and eat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because after you recover it, then you gotta be respectful, and you gotta make sure that you prepare it the right way, and you field dress it right, and you clean it up right, and you display it correctly, and or however you want to. You know what I'm saying? That's all part of the hunt too. And sometimes hunting is not getting one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I think if it works, if the season goes the rest of the way like it has, and Jet just doesn't get a turkey this year at all, not two, not even one, just zero. Or he's been on this 2 turkey streak here for a while. If he doesn't get one, I feel like that's going to be okay, because I feel like it's called hunting, not shooting and killing. And I feel like that'll be kind of a good lesson for him to learn. And it's for him and I and you especially, it's just about us all being out there and the camaraderie of having some fun, getting to spend time together.
Right.
So with all that said, it's been okay.
Yeah.
I'd still really like to get him one.
Yeah, definitely.
You know?
Obviously that's for sure always the goal.
Yeah, exactly. So last week we had a hunt. Again, it's kind of crazy when you think about it now. It kind of really all lined up, helped us see some understanding of what's going on. And also, that's what's so fun about the camera, just to have it there and get the video. In the moment, he looked big. But golly, we saw a tom that very well could be one of the bigger toms that I've ever seen in that area.
Yeah.
Jet shot a tom a couple years ago that was like a velociraptor.
Yeah.
But God, this guy was big.
Yeah.
You could see in the video afterwards, he had a double beard, big old spurs. Oh my gosh, big spurs. And what did he have? 8, 9, 10 hens?
Oh, yeah.
Just a pile of hens.
I think 9.
Yeah.
I think.
And we've seen him out there with there's been 2 toms hanging out with him, and then there's been 2 other toms, which I think you shot one of those 2.
Yeah, definitely.
But there's been 5 to 7, 8 toms around this area.
Yeah.
But he is leading the way.
Oh yeah. And I think the coolest part about him is he has a very distinct gobble. Yeah. He's got a very long gobble compared to any of the other birds in the area. So it's
like usually you hear a gobble like a jake gobble. A jake gobble is gobble gobble. You know, it's like really short.
Yeah.
A nice gobble. Gobble gobble gobble. This guy. Gobble 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 gobble.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like you better be ready.
You can tell when he's roosted near you.
Yeah, so a jake gobble is like
gobble gobble.
A regular gobble is like gobble gobble gobble. And this guy's gobble is like
gobble 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 gobble.
It's true.
It is, dude.
Just clearly hear like
it literally. It's almost like when you hear a good golf shot. You hear a good golf shot, you're like, ooh, you know, and you hear him gobble, you're like, oh,
yeah.
You can. It's a total different tone.
Yeah.
The length. He just has a long gobble, and you're like, oh, yep, that's him. And we've heard him a couple other times.
Oh yeah.
Where they're all gobble, 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 gobble. And then he gobbles and everybody just kind of gets a little bit quiet for a bit.
Yeah.
And he's just like, okay, I'm here now, you know? And yeah, so needless to say, the other day, we've got this new spot that we're setting. We call it the mud hole. That's where Nick killed his. we've got all these stupid names. We got the thicket, we got the knob, we got Fenway Park. The knob has been in the past a good spot because it's kind of between Fenway Park and the thicket. I've had him come out of the thicket and work all the way over to the knob and kill him on there. Had him go down in the Fenway Park and I've killed him on the knob. But for whatever reason this year, they're not liking the knob.
Yeah.
They want to they kind of want to be south of the knob, down in this little wet spot. And there's short grass right there. That's what we've kind of seen. And so the thing that stinks about that is you can't see Fenway Park worth nothing. And that's what I like about the knob is you see the whole thing. It's like a little high spot.
Yeah.
So we've been sacrificing the view just to kind of go, oh, maybe, hopefully this will be better. So we sat there the other day and sure enough, in right field off Fenway Park, he was just gobbling like crazy.
Hammer.
Oh, just hammering. And that's the other thing that I feel like I've been trying to do. But that's the other thing that I just don't feel like I've heard a ton of this spring is a lot of hens yelping.
Oh,
a lot of times I feel like, people talk about like, oh, trying to call in the tom, but I try to call in hens. If I can get that hen, if I can kind of cut her off and get her talking and then be like, hey, what are you doing? Then get her kind of coming towards us. The toms are going to follow along.
Yeah, exactly.
You follow me? But for whatever reason, the hens are yelping on the roost and they come down and yelp a little bit on the field and then it's just dead quiet.
Yeah.
But sure enough, all these birds come over the hill by the knob and we think, okay, here we go. This is going to work. All these dozen hens are kind of working towards us. They're getting to 100 yards, 80 yards, 70 yards, 60 yards, 50 yards. Here we go. Getting jet on the gun. All right, buddy, here we go. Nick's all set up, getting good video. He's spitting and drumming, gobbling a couple times, just kind of keeping everybody, his little flock where he wants them to go. And for whatever reason, the lead hen, she, like, I don't even think it was an emergency cluck. She just kind of cut. Yeah. Just like one or two cuts, like, burk, burk. And she kind of stopped. She kind of looked up real hard. She kind of fed again. She looked up. She cut, and she just took a right turn.
Yeah.
And stopped coming our direction.
It was very weird. I watched it all happen. She was coming in. It was like she was going to walk right in. And so I was kind of I was obviously filming the tom, but I was just trying to keep an eye on her. And she bedded down.
Yeah, she laid down.
She laid down for...
Not dusted.
No,
she just laid down.
She just laid down. She's just sitting there, and I'm kind of watching her. And all of a sudden, her head just sticks up, and she... Burp, burp, and then she stands up, looks around, and then just starts walking right.
Yeah.
I'm like...
She was walking right at us, and then all of a sudden, nope, I want to go this way now.
Yeah.
It's like, golly, come on.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. You're like, well, why? Well, all of a sudden now, you can see all the other hens. It's funny how sometimes I feel like when you see a flock of turkeys, it's almost like when you see a school of fish in the ocean, how you see like the flash, and all of a sudden you're seeing like the exact same side of the fish. All of a sudden you're seeing all these turkeys walking towards you. Now all of a sudden you're seeing a bunch of wings. Well, that means they're walking broadside one way or the other.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden now we're seeing a bunch of wings kind of walking to the right. So the tom eventually, he's like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So of course he skirts us.
Right.
At like 60, 70, 80 yards.
Yeah. Just
kind of skirts around, goes over towards the fence line, and then walks up in. And that's that.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's a big, big turkey.
I know.
You could tell. I mean, on the video you watch back, double beard, big spurs, and pretty sure we got him on camera last night.
Yeah.
Late.
Definitely looked
late.
like him.
Yep. And so, but the funny thing is he's been going by, so off the knob, we've got this other camera kind of right on this like little grass patch.
Yeah, just
the knoll, we call it.
Yeah.
Grass patch, these little scrubby trees. And for whatever reason, he's walking right up in there.
Yeah.
He's walking right by the camera, literally right by it.
Yeah, and he just cuts right behind it and then just hops up over into the neighbors.
Yep. And so we'll see. We've got some thinking to do.
Yeah.
And the thing of it is like I said, this week looks really good.
I know you could justify a hunt every single morning, I think.
Yeah. I think the other thing that we've been really up against this year, I don't know what the difference is, but again, they're permission pieces. They're not pieces that we lease. And again, I'm not complaining. they're permission spots.
Yeah.
Permission spots that other people can ask permission for too,
Yes.
right? So inherently that means that there may be other people out there. One of the landowners was super cool, contacted me. Hey man, when are you going to be turkey hunting? And I was like, yeah, listen, thanks for asking. Like, I've been out there. I will continue to be out there. Well, I got a couple guys. Do whatever you want, man. I completely get it.
Yeah.
Like, no problem. Like, there's plenty of ground to go around. Like,
Yeah,
it's fine.
Huge props to him for letting you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Because it could have just been like, got out there one morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And I mean, it's his spot.
Yeah.
So it's like, thanks for asking me. You know, that's cool. But what that ended up meaning is there's been guys out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And on the weekends, especially,
Yep, for sure.
we have been seeing guys walking by cameras on the weekends.
A lot.
Yeah. We've been seeing more guys walking by cameras than turkeys walking by cameras.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you could show me a picture, ask me what day of the week it is, and if it's a hunter walking by, it's a Saturday or Sunday
Yeah, for sure.
with a gun, just carrying the gun along.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and some of it doesn't make any sense because they walk by the camera at 7:05 and then they walk back by the camera going the other way at like 7:18.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes later, you're like, okay, well, that was it. Like that
Yeah.
was your whole hunt.
Yeah.
Like it's really confusing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the weekends have been a little rough.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think you can see that from the cameras too. The birds just they seem like they kind of go into hiding.
Yeah, exactly.
And maybe they're out there killing them.
Yeah,
Maybe, but it's just been really, really funny. But yeah, so like you said, we've got another good week this week. We had some really nice calm days last week. It's looking like we're going to be kind of having some of that this week as well.
Yeah, definitely. I
And-
don't think there's a day that's over 10-mile-an-hour wind.
Yeah.
So that'll be cool.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, we're going to keep trying to get after it. And again, we're into 4th season. Everything is starting to green up a bit more. The grass is going to start getting a bit taller. It's going to start to get a little bit harder in that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm really interested to see what that feeding hen is going to do to the setup.
Yeah.
I think if I was a betting man now, especially seeing how this is all played out and knowing that we're kind of feeling like we're getting a bit concentrated on where we're trying to go,
Yeah.
I think more of a passive decoy setup and being a little bit more just inviting. Hey,
Yeah.
everybody just come on, walk right in.
Yep.
There's nothing here that should make you feel threatened.
Yeah.
Hey, we're an equal opportunity tom hunting, harvesting area. Come our way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and the thing of it is, you know, we sat on the knob that one day and that tom walked by at like 40. Could have killed that with that 410.
Mm-hmm.
We had that tom walk in the day before you killed yours to 15 yards. Could have killed him with the gun. When those two came in, if we would have had jet or whatever,
Or it was 4th season and you had,
or if it
the
was just
gun.
if we just said, hey, we're going to be gun hunting this year and would have had gun tags, those two would have been dead.
Yeah.
So it's not like we haven't had turkeys within range.
Yeah.
We're just trying to do it the way we're trying to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're creating certain stipulations that are making it just a bit trickier.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. Turkey hunting sometimes feels like it could be like juggling, and then you're like, you know what? Let's just throw another bowling pin in the air. But yeah, no, it's really fun. Like I said, it'll be interesting to see how the next couple weeks pan out. And I was telling you this in the truck the other day. We were talking about our favorite months of the year. I think that April is my favorite month of the year. I love April.
Yeah.
And I love it because I love turkey hunting. I love it because you get through the fall and you get into the winter and this place kind of slows down, right? It goes quiet. It goes dormant. A lot of the birds migrate away. The trees slow way down. Everything just goes quiet. And April is really when everything really comes back alive. Everything greens up. All those birds are out there just chirping and singing along. I love that. And then hearing the turkeys gobble, I just love April.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a beautiful month.
Yeah.
And so we're into May now. But yeah, like I said, it's still fun to be out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think just thinking back on the buying process of that decoy, I was all hot and heavy on getting a strutter.
Yeah.
I really wanted a strutter, but then, you know, I felt like we had a really good conversation. Like, I just don't know if it's worth it right now. Like, that's just such an aggressive decoy. And
Yeah.
so I think that was a really smart move for us. And I think I'm really excited to try it.
It's interesting because I used to hunt with a strutter a lot, a lot. But when I hunted with a strutter a lot, it was so feast or famine.
Yeah.
it either worked or they ran off.
Right.
You follow?
Right.
But I feel like I've refined that setup with like that posturing Jake and the mating pair and things like that.
Yeah.
Not that that's a strutting tom, but you know what I'm saying? It kind of gives.
It's almost like a good in between. Like
well, it's
kind
like
of best of both worlds.
Well,
almost.
and it's supposed. I guess what I'm saying is those kind of things are conducive to more aggressive or aggressive interactions with a turkey. A lot like what a strutting tom will be like.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that reaction.
Yeah.
We are getting, it's either they either come in or they run away. Or not even run away. Come in or walk off. We're getting the walk off.
Yeah.
We're not getting a lot of coming in.
Right.
And so I feel like a strutting tom is going to be a real trick to that.
It'll be almost too much.
The one thing I think that you shed some light on for me this year that I definitely think if you do decide to get a strutting tom, and it's cool that DSD has put out some really good information about this, and I do this a lot too, and I've done it with my strutting tom that I had before. It was actually a taxidermied mounted tom turkey.
Yeah.
And his head was bright red. So I went and bought a can of white spray paint and I sprayed it down.
Yeah.
So it wasn't red. It wasn't white. It's more like a lighter color, like in between white and red. It was like almost like a pink. So I sprayed it so it didn't look so bright.
Yeah.
And DSD actually makes a white-headed strutting tom.
Yeah.
Which they do some really, really cool information about how right before from their experience with toms that are getting ready to mate a hen, the head will go super white.
Super white, yeah.
And so, and guys have had great luck with it. That's the thing that I would definitely try.
Yeah.
And I've honestly thought about that with my posturing Jake. Well, maybe I should just get a can and maybe I should just lighten it up a little bit because it is pretty red.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Turkey hunting is just, I don't know. I'm all about analogies today, and correct me if I'm wrong, but sometimes, I don't know, it's like fishing, right? Like, like if you and I go out on a boat and we cast and we're jigging along or whatever it might be, you're a way better fisherman than me. But at a certain point, we're both kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it's like, do the fish want to bite that day or don't they want to bite that day?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, exactly.
And for right now, I just feel like this year especially has just been a little bit harder for us.
Definitely.
Yeah. Season being moved back, I don't think helped.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting to see if these hens start laying, start doing their nesting thing, and these toms get a little desperate. We will be there.
Yeah.
To pick up the pieces. The turkey pieces.
Yeah, it just feels like we'll have a really good hunt. Feels like everything's kind of trending up. Next hunt, right back down. Like it's just like a really weird.
Yeah.
We just haven't reached that pinnacle yet.
Yep. I definitely feel like on the bell curve we're towards the other side now.
Yeah, for sure.
But we definitely, like I said before we kind of got over the hump. We're in the middle of it. But yeah, I don't know. It just feels like, in years past, you kind of see it. You look out, you see him like, oh, baby, there he is. Here he comes. And you kind of get in the mode like, we're going to kill this guy. This year, it does not feel like a slam dunk until boom goes the dynamite or we're holding him by the legs.
Right,
it just doesn't feel like a done deal.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so the next segment, fortune cookie turkey hunting. Hey, sometimes you just got to mix it up. That's what we're trying to do here. We're just trying to throw a little spice in the old crock pot.
Yeah.
See what we can cook up. What's our fortune cookies from last week?
Okay, first one. I can't remember if this was exactly the one I had, but these were just the three.
You got them mixed up?
I think I did, maybe. Stop searching. Happiness is on its way.
Yeah. I mean, after that morning, you did pretty much say that was some of the best video that you've ever gotten.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of put it on a silver platter for me.
Oh, my goodness.
It was pretty sweet.
Yeah, to see him spitting and drumming like that in 120 frames per second.
Oh, man.
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
Perfect color.
Yeah.
Everything was amazing.
Yeah, it was really cool to be able to
to
get some
see
really
his
solid
double
footage.
beard and
Oh,
to see
man.
his spurs and how big he was.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, he's a cranker.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The next one was a dream you once set aside is ready to be pursued again. Kind of happened a little bit. I mean, you tried to reap that one,
Yeah.
but again, he just was like, "Nope, I don't like this."
Yeah. Like I said, my experience with those turkey fans is it either works like a charm
Yeah.
or they just don't want anything to do with it, and you just never know.
Yeah.
And you could tell he just didn't want anything to do with it.
Yeah.
We had that bird that came from a ways off, and then he walked into like under 100 and then decided to kind of walk away. He kind of got to the edge of the field and he kind of stayed there, and he was on strut, and he came up and down on strut. I was like, well, you know what? Let's just try it.
Yeah.
So I got out of the blind really sneakily, and I put up the fan so like he could kind of gradually see it, not like it all of a sudden just appeared.
Yeah.
And then tried to kind of start to crawl towards him, and you could see the whole thing. The minute he obviously looked at that fan, he was like,
The meter
nope,
just totally changed.
see you later, and was out of there.
Yeah.
So he was not having it. Again, to me, that says that Big Tom is definitely beating everybody up.
Yeah, for
and make
sure.
sure everybody knows who's in charge.
100%.
Yep.
And then the last one was reach for joy and all else will follow.
Reach for joy and all else will follow. I think that was the listener one.
I think so.
All right, 3 new fortunes. I'll mix them up because you just grab right on the top every time. You don't even, now you're going to go down in there deep. Okay, here we go.
Oh, this one's broken already.
Uh-oh.
And that one.
Oh, that's not good. Is
Okay.
is that bad luck? I don't even know.
I don't know. It's just going to make a big mess.
Oh. All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Fortune it up.
First one of the day.
This is Nick's
This will
fortune.
be mine.
Nick's still got one more turkey to try to kill here. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got?
Your kindness always returns in unexpected ways.
Hey, there you go.
Okay.
When you're turkey hunting.
All right.
Hey, that's a fortune.
That's a fortune right there.
That
On the coals.
that may mean that the big guy, it could happen.
You could.
Okay, what do we do? What do we got
Coals.
here? There's a fortune in there.
There's a fortune.
Lucky numbers. Your generosity touches more hearts than you know.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Isn't that nice?
Holy. That's a good one.
That is kind of true. I feel like
When you're turkey hunting, it's
when
true.
you're turkey hunting, been trying to help you guys out.
Yep. That's a good one. That's a really good one. On to the listener. How we feeling, listeners? Leave a comment.
Hey, smash that like button. Hit subscribe.
Listener. Your ability to juggle many tasks will take you far.
Hey, there you go. Hey,
Those are
everybody's
all
got
pretty good.
busy life. You know what I mean? Juggling lots of tasks.
Juggling.
I think yours is the best. I think yours has got some serious potential. Your kindness always returns in unexpected ways.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, because the mission this week is going to be try to get you out. Jed asked me, we'd like to try to sneak him out, do another film day, see if we can just get some killer video.
Yeah.
We've been running, I say we loosely, Nick has been running with the 2 to 600 millimeter lens on there.
Yeah.
And so if we get a Tom in with that 2 to 6 on, it's just basically going to be the turkey's head and then just an explosion.
I know. It's going to be pretty insane.
Yeah.
I know. It's like every time, like, I keep thinking I should tell Cole, just put him just a little bit further out. And then we get all set up, and I'm like zooming on the decoys just to get a little judge. I'm like, okay, this is going to be really tight.
Yeah. How much the turkey can you see on 200?
On the decoy, you mean?
Yeah.
It like barely cuts off the top and the bottom.
Oh, okay. That's more than
It's
I
not
thought.
that bad. It's
more than I thought.
It's totally doable.
Yeah, yeah,
It's for sure doable.
yeah.
Because, like, I mean, I think last year when we first started with the 2 to 6, we set them out a little bit further, and it was perfect.
Yeah.
I think I remember that with when Jack killed that one. We were filming with the 2 to 6. I think I remember you saying I'm going to put them out just a little bit further.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it's freaking sweet when you get them in tight.
I'll tell you what, that another thing that we noticed last week, it is definitely getting light earlier.
Yeah.
Oh man. So one thing about me is I've always really pushed the limit on what's considered night and morning of when we're turkey hunting.
Yeah.
I like to be out there early. I don't like to be late. I want to be set up in the dark so that when everything starts lighting up, There's no running around.
Yeah.
They're not worried about birds that may be seeing you on the field. You're just out there.
Yeah.
That means we get out there early. Well, we were meeting at 3:45. Meeting at 3:45, kind of driving away in the truck at 3:45.
Yeah.
Now we've been meeting at 3:30. God.
It's wild.
You would not think that 15 minutes,
Oh my god.
getting up 15 minutes earlier would hurt you that bad.
Crazy, but it just kills you.
Because if I get up, if we're meeting at 3:45, that means I'm getting up at 3. Getting up at 3, brushing my teeth, getting dressed, getting out the door by 3:20, 3:15, 3:20, gas station, meet up by 3:45. But meeting at 3:30 means I'm getting up at 2:45. And I don't know what it is. It makes me tired thinking about it.
And
2:45 just kills me.
Yeah. And I recently moved in the exact opposite direction. And so I'm trying to leave my house by about 2:45.
Oh man.
So I'm waking up at like 2:15.
Yeah.
It's really not that bad. It's pretty bad.
It's not that bad. It's pretty bad.
But it's almost like so early though that it doesn't even really feel like you slept.
I know, that's the problem. It literally doesn't feel like you slept. It feel like, yeah. Well, and then I tried to really push the limit last week. Might have been a new personal record of how little sleep.
Oh yeah.
I seriously did like 68 minutes. I was like, I looked at my clock. I was like, well, I guess I got an hour and 8 minutes to sleep. I was like, oh, here we go.
I know the old Garmin watch has just been pissed at me lately.
Been telling you?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I don't even want to know. I think I'm on right now. If I put that Garmin watch on with as little sleep as I'm getting, the Garmin watch would probably explode.
Yeah.
It'd start beeping like a fire alarm.
Yeah.
Beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Warning, warning.
Yeah.
Imminent crash, warning, warning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, we're going to try to get after it this week. Got a couple weeks left. And then season will really be, then it's done for me, but then you get Wisconsin.
Yep.
And then it's Operation
Run and
gun, and you're going to really take out some aggression.
Yeah, I think everything's lining out really good. My cousin Benny, his season in Wisconsin was last week. He had a really good season. He killed one on the second day. He was in birds every single day, and pretty much all the spots that he hunts, I can hunt too, except for maybe one or two of them. But I've had him kind of just taking a drive at night, seeing what he's seeing. Because there's one spot that I'd really like to kill one on. It's the spot that I've grew up deer hunting.
Yeah.
And I've never turkey hunted it, so it'd be really cool to kill one there. And he said that there's been a strutter out there like every night. So, but that's another place where a lot of people get permission to turkey hunt. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
well, and that's I think that's the big thing that I would say about when you go back there. That's different than what we're doing right now. Is here just with our schedules and everything else. It's been really morning hunting.
yeah,
But there, if you're back for a few days, and you can hunt them throughout the day, you could go out in the morning, or you could even say the morning is a little rainy or not good. You could get out there at 9 o'clock, hunt till noon, go grab some food, or hunt till 2, go grab some food, and then all of a sudden go, man, we've had one out there. I've been seeing them out there in the afternoon at 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then go make a move.
yeah, because actually, Benny, he killed his at night.
Yeah, exactly.
The landowner said, yeah, there's been some toms out here pretty much every single night. So he went and tried to set up on the roost. They were there, but they just kind of flew the opposite way. And Benny's like, well, I'm just going to go to the same spot.
Yeah.
And sure enough, came right in.
Yeah, I used to, it's been a long time since I hunted evenings. And again, just with life and kids and work and everything else, it's just harder to do.
Yeah.
But I used to have a lot of good luck hunting in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Basically kind of get between a field and a roost spot.
Yep.
Yeah, and sometimes if you could really work it out and it wasn't going to be like a super windy night, I would go out there, I would sit a spot for the evening, and then if they were where I were hoping they were going to be, I would just leave the blind and then just go out and come back out the next morning, just leave everything in the blind. I would leave everything.
Heck yeah.
Just leave the bow and everything, like, oh, it's just going to sit here and it's not going to rain.
Without a doubt, yeah.
And then just come right back out the next morning.
Yep.
Or if I would hunt the afternoon and they would kind of maybe, oh, they're a little bit more over here. Man, I think I should be down that way. I pick everything up, take it over there, set it up, and walk out, and then have to just come right back and be all set up in the morning.
Heck yeah.
So, yeah, no, afternoons can be really good. And like I said, running and gunning will be really fun.
I know. I'm really excited to try it. I mean, we've kind of done it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, me and you, and then I've done it just a little bit with Benny, just running around with him.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we ended up just picking a spot and just kind of sitting there and.
Yeah, running and gunning with a bow is really, really tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super tricky.
Yeah.
It can be really rewarding and it works out. And I've had a couple times where it's just almost come together. But
yeah,
no, running a gun with a gun is super fun. Like I said, you just never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah.
It'll be really fun. It's been a while since I've never turkey hunted in Wisconsin.
And you got that new cool turkey, Sitka turkey vest.
Yeah, give that a college try.
Yep.
And then, it's been almost 2 years now since I've even hunted Wisconsin. So it'll be really fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh, yeah, that'll be really, really good.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, the other thing that happened this week which was a little sad. And here's the thing. It's bound to happen, right? Like, just, I mean, no different than ozonics, right? Like at some point, sometimes things break. There's warranties.
Yeah.
You drop it, it gets dropped out of a tree stand, you mishandle it, or just things break. I broke my Primos blind.
Yeah.
I was pulling out one of the hubs in the morning, and there's a hub, and then there's 4 carbon poles, right? Kind of makes like an X. In the middle is the hub. The hub, there is a eye bolt that goes through the material of the blind, through these couple like little pieces of material that come together off of the carbon poles in the corners. And then that screws into the hub. That little eye bolt, that threaded eye bolt, it came out of the hub.
Yeah.
I tried to screw it back in and it just like popped out and I couldn't get it to work again. And we may do for like the day to like get it popped up, and the carbon, the pole and the hub didn't come completely out, but it was definitely broke. You're like, God darn, you know what I mean? Like I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to be rough with it. I just was pulling it out like normal and it just happened.
Yeah.
And so I just called Primos, and I was just like, called them. I got on their website, found their phone number, and I was like, hey guys, got on the phone with a gal, and I just said, hey, this is the blind that I have. I bought it directly from you guys. Is there anything I can do? Like, can I get another hub or whatever? Like, I can't find them on your website. Like you sell replacement parts. And the gal was super cool. She's like, verified which one I had. And she's like, give me your information. We'll get one sent out to you right away.
Yeah.
And just like that, boom, that easy.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Especially like Ozonics, we take a lot of pride in our customer service and trying to take care of people and trying to build that relationship with each person.
Yeah.
And making everybody feel like they're one of one, not just a number.
Yep.
And that was awesome how they were she was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
Just took care of it.
Yeah.
So we should get that in the mail this week too, and then get that. And we've been running with the blind anyway, just had to be a bit more careful setting it up and tearing it down.
Yep.
But yeah, and that's the other thing we probably aren't going to need this week is, and we are, we need to toughen up a little bit. We've been running the heater.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Man, we really had the heater in there the other day. We had it sit right between us. And God, that's nice.
Well, geez, it's been pretty cold in the mornings.
Yeah.
Last week it was at least.
I don't think this week's going to need it.
We won't need it this week.
No, that's what I'm saying. If we take it out this week, we're just being wimps.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we've been running the heater a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that morning we went jet, there was frost on the ground.
Yeah.
I remember filming it. It looked really cool, but I mean, it was chilly.
Well, it all depends too on the wind direction, right? Because if you're trying to face west and you got a northwest wind in your face, that's not very fun.
Yeah.
Because it just blows right in the blind. You wouldn't think it would bite you that much, but you just sit there and it cools you down.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, this week is supposed to be in the 70s and 80s all week.
With no wind.
I'm going to have to mow my yard. Ugh. Golly. It's time to mow my yard. My front yard looks like a pasture. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad. But yeah, no, that was awesome. That Primos was so cool about just taking care of it.
Yeah.
And I know they're probably getting blown up right now. It's the busiest time of year,
sure.
or part of the busiest time of year for them.
Yeah.
And so it was cool that they picked up and worked it out. We should get that in the mail.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that always means a lot.
Yep.
Yep. But I think we wrap it up.
Yep.
Another podcast in the books. Thanks for listening. Ozonics Killerwinds podcast done. Good luck out there. If you got a season 4 tag in Iowa, or if you've got other state turkey tags still going, get out there and get after it.
Yep. Good luck out there. Be safe, and we will see you next week.
You just never know.
Yep.
You never know when you're just going to get out there and you're going to hear the big guy. He's going to come screaming in. You're going to shoot him the old melon, and then you're going to have turkey nuggets.
There you go.
Stay classy.
See you next week.
Stay classy.